we go. We are welcome back to Defluenced Radio. I'm Uncle Bonehead, and this is
Crytocracy, also known as Alan Taylor.
okay. First, I'm getting an echo from you, so I got to kill something here.
Hold on. How's
It's
that?
it's
Is
not
that better?
yours. It's me.
Okay.
There we go. All right. I should probably change the scene so that they can see what we're looking at on my computer. So, how have you been since we last did the episode?
Hey, I've been chilling and
Chilling?
yeah, working my tail to the bone.
Nothing wrong with that. I
Yeah,
have
I
to.
got stuff to get out, man. I got news, I got art, I got stuff. I am producing.
There you go. I saw you post something about just an audio book.
Yeah, I'm
Or
working on turning Web3 social into an audio book.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll be done in a few weeks. It's going to take a little bit of time. I do a little bit each day as I can.
Awesome. So, what are we going to talk about this week? There's been some interesting things come down the pike.
Yeah, there've been a lot of great things. Some really wild and crazy news. Do Kwon, the founder of Terraform Labs, the guy that like destroyed last year, pretty much, has been arrested, evidently.
Wow.
Yeah, so the news report that I read said he was suspected. Okay, the individual arrested was suspected of being the Terra co-founder. But I mean, he's an international fugitive, so he's going to be carrying fake documents. He doesn't want to get caught and have his name in his back pocket. So he's got to. So they got to verify that it's actually him. I don't know how they're going to do that, but
Wow.
so that's pretty exciting news. I mean, I'm pretty sure that as soon as they confirm that it's actually him, a lot of people are going to throw some parties. There'll be some wild parties over that.
Yeah, I guess. What how many laws do they think that he's broken? Or is there a number?
Oh, I don't know if I've seen a number, but I mean, he's broken laws probably in every country in the world, and so various countries are after him. South Korea, country where the business is located, evidently wants him. The U.S. wants him. It's Singapore wants him. So
Wow.
whoever can get to him first. But they arrested him, evidently. They arrested him, if it's him. They arrested him in Montenegro. So, he's not in any of those countries. Um, they claim that he was hiding in Serbia. Now they picked him up in Montenegro. So, whatever the extradition policies are of this country, who knows where he may end up going.
Wow. That's just nuts.
Yeah.
You
Well,
remember the movie
that's
Catch
just.
Me If You Can with
Oh yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio and I think it was Tom Hanks? This is like the modern
Yeah.
day Catch Me If You Can. He's going to be part
Well,
two when they make the movie.
yeah. It really is. He's been on the lam now for a year, and so interesting. I hope it's him. A lot of other people probably hoping it's him, and maybe he'll be brought to justice, and then we
Eh,
can move on to the next scandal.
there we go. And Speaking of the next scamble,
The scamble
scandal.
suit.
What else do we have in the news? I know there's some pretty wild stuff.
Well, one thing that I found interesting about this week is the president, Joe Biden, and his team, I guess. I don't think he wrote this himself. He
You
put
could
out
barely
an
spell
economic
Biden.
he put out an economic report, and there's a chapter on cryptocurrencies in this economic report. Evidently, the White House just doesn't believe there's a whole lot of value there. And, according to the president, makes a lousy investment vehicle, and it's not a very good store of value. And there are other issues too. So they call it a speculative investment vehicle, which is true. It's very speculative. It's a high risk investment, which means if you win, you could get a high return. But the interesting thing that I found about the report was it says cryptocurrencies generally do not perform all the functions of money as effectively as sovereign money, such as the US dollar.
Wow.
Oh, the dollar is better than your Bitcoin. Yeah,
Right.
well, it depends.
Nah,
Depends on how you look at it. Um,
it's not for
uh,
me.
my take on this is if you compare apples to apples, the dollar has, history and is, well respected as the world's reserve currency, which makes it less volatile than Bitcoin and more stable than virtually every cryptocurrency out there. But it's been around a lot longer and people trust it. Well, why do they trust it? Well, because it's backed by the U.S. Basically, let's get down to what it really boils down to: the U.S. military. It's backed by the strongest military in the world,
You got
the
a point.
strongest government in the world. I mean, that's so. If you compare apples to apples, well, why is Bitcoin so volatile? Why is it not a good store of value versus the US dollar? Well, it's because it is, number one, a speculative investment. So people are gambling on it, essentially. It isn't backed by the strength of a nation or a military or, natural resources like gold. Um, so there is some natural volatility to it, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't, over time, become a useful store of value or a medium of exchange. It's got a long way to go, obviously, but I just think it's funny that they compare it to the U.S. dollar and they say it doesn't perform all the functions of money as effectively as the U.S. dollar. But if you look at other sovereign national currencies, some of them don't perform very good functions of money either.
Right. That's very true.
So I found that part interesting. There's a whole lot here. There's probably about 50, 60 pages that they wrote here about cryptocurrencies. They talk about stable coins, um, can be subject to run risk. What you mean, like bank? Uh, I'm I'm serious. I mean, just reading this, you got to have a sense of humor about it. So
Yeah.
some of it's funny, and the seriousness that they approach it. I think it's a joke. It's funny as a joke.
I think they're actually afraid of it. But yeah.
Absolutely, they're afraid of it, and that's why they're waging war on cryptocurrencies. It does threaten the dollar. It threatens the banks. It threatens national sovereignties, and I think they've made it clear that they're afraid of that. So And that's why they're unleashing their regulatory agencies on it. Two more news items we saw this week is the SEC sent a threatening letter to Coinbase, and the CFTC, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, is suing Binance, saying that Binance has
Wow.
broken commodity trading laws.
Okay.
So things are getting really interesting in the crypto world.
Yeah. What kind of a threatening letter did they get? Did Coinbase get?
Well,
Was it?
here's the interesting. Coinbase wrote a blog post that said essentially that we have been asking for reasonable crypto rules from the SEC, and they have been
Yeah.
for a couple of years now, 2 or 3 years. Several years they've been asking for clear guidance. Um, so instead of providing that, the SEC sent them what is called a Wells notice, and a Wells notice is just a letter. It's not legal action, but it generally leads to legal action, and it basically says you need to clean up your act, or we're gonna sue you and take you to court and try to and penalize you and all of that kind of stuff. So this is interesting because Coinbase actually has been very open about their relationship with the SEC. They're a public company, which means they've had to have been approved by the SEC
Yeah.
to be a public company, to sell shares in their company. Now the SEC is coming around and saying that Coinbase's staking products are securities, and they want Coinbase to register as an exchange for selling securities. Um,
Wow.
so so you can see there's not very clear guidance, first off, regarding these crypto companies, crypto exchanges, and what they're doing. Um, and crypto companies are virtually all on the same sheet of music, saying that what we do is we're not selling securities. Um, we don't fall under traditional financial rules, and they're looking for clear guidance, and no one is providing that. And I think it's a case where the legislature needs to get involved and create rules that crypto companies can fall under,
Right. That
rather
makes.
than have them. Yeah, it just makes sense. You have this conflict. You have a couple of regulatory agencies that are attempting to regulate by enforcement. Um,
So they're
in
basically
an
making up their rules as they
Exactly.
go.
They're making up their own rules and applying existing rules to this new subset of business that doesn't fall into any real category very neatly.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's our tax dollars at work.
yeah. And people are asking questions. They're wanting to know, okay, well, how do we move forward? Coinbase has asked the SEC for feedback on a number of occasions. But the SEC has not given them clear guidance, and so now they're coming out and threatening with legal action. They're probably going to follow through on that. I would expect them to follow through on that. And Coinbase is saying they are prepared to fight, just like Ripple has, which I think is great. Ripple is on the tail end of its lawsuit with the SEC, so we could get a judgment any day now from the court on whether
Nice.
Ripple's XRP is a security or not. If Ripple wins, that'll be a feather in the cap to virtually every cryptocurrency, but also strengthen Coinbase's case.
Nice. Hopefully they win. I just I
Yeah, I
don't.
mean, I think Ripple could go in several different directions. It could be an all-out win for SEC, an all-out win for Ripple, or an all-out or a mix. And if it's a mix, then then we're probably not in any better shape. We won't be any better shape than we are now if um, the SEC wins on some points and Ripple wins on some points. We'll still have some lack of clarity uh, that can probably only be solved with legislation.
Wow, what's this about Amazon confirms the existence of digital tokens?
Yeah, so they sent an email, evidently to uh, a CoinDesk editor. Um, it looks like he made a purchase, and in their confirmation email, it says your order has been completed and your digital token is now in your gallery. Keep in mind you won't be able to resell it until it's unlocked. If your item isn't unlocked within 72 hours, please contact customer support. You'll also need to register as a reseller before listing an NFT for sale.
So so you can start reselling NFTs on Amazon.
Yeah, it hasn't been activated yet, but that's the fact that they sent this email says that they're getting pretty close to rolling out that feature.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. So the question will be how valuable will Amazon NFTs be? What kind of products will you be able to mint as NFTs? How will the whole thing work? Will you have control over your funds if you sell NFTs? That's a big one because you got to have a wallet,
Yeah,
to hold your NFTs. And so, is Amazon going to have its own wallet? Is it going to be custodial or non-custodial, or will they interact with other wallets on the market like Coinbase Wallet and MetaMask and Trust Wallet? So those are the questions that this article doesn't answer.
could it be like the books? Because wasn't Amazon? Didn't they get started with the ebooks?
Yeah, Amazon basically created the ebook market.
That would be cool.
So it would be interesting if they allowed authors to mint their ebooks as NFTs.
That would
But
be
I
interesting.
don't know if that's actually going to happen. That would be interesting though. But it does say one more thing, I think. Um, if Amazon or when Amazon rolls out their NFT products, I think that will push Web3 forward by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, because it's kind of a mainstream adoption type thing.
Yeah, it would signal mainstream adoption. And then I would look to see, Facebook and Apple and Google, the big tech companies, all of them move in the same direction.
And that scares the crap out of me. Because
Yeah, and
they
on one
never seem
hand,
to do it right.
it's a positive. On another hand, it would it wouldn't change the power structure of the web too much. You
Right.
know, so there's some good and there's some bad there. So it would propel Web3 forward more quickly, but it wouldn't actually change the power structure of the web. There'd still be massive centralization, and the big tech companies would still have a stranglehold on a lot of the digital assets. So some of that wouldn't change. On the other hand, if Web3 does but does reach mass adoption quicker, then we could see new players on the field, Web3 companies rising up to challenge these.
Cool. The I do want to mention that I'm sure whoever's followed me on DBuzz and Twitter and all that saw me tweeting and buzzing about the chat app. It's called Stinger Message, I think, or Sting Message. It's Peak D has released it. You can find it over at chat.peakd.com. And basically what it is, it's like a Discord alternative almost, but you can sign in with your Hive name, Hive user, and then all the communities that you're a part of are down the left side, and those are quote unquote, I'm air quoting here, like the Discord channels and Discord servers. And I started a DefluencedChat just so that we could have a room to chat in on this app. But it's cool. It's the DefluencedChat is the community. It's Hive -1948. What?
I still need to go by there and edit our and write our description. Yeah, didn't you ask me to do that?
Yeah.
I haven't got around to doing that yet.
No biggie.
Sorry I cut you off.
No biggie. I just threw some stuff in there.
So
I'm not that good at writing. but that's the main reason why I started the community, was just so that we could have a channel in there to talk.
Yeah, it's great. I still haven't played with it yet, so I need to get by there and check it out.
It's cool. There's several places, several communities are using it a lot. Like Leo Finance, obviously, they're using it a lot.
Yeah.
The 3Speak's been busy. Alien Art Hive has been busy. Who's some of the others? OCD, I believe, has been busy. Or is it Gems? Must be. Oh, DBuzz has been busy.
Yeah, I would imagine OCD's probably using it.
Yeah,
they're pretty active.
They're one of the busy ones. But it's pretty cool because you can sign in as an anonymous user too. So you don't have to, sign in as your Hive user. And I don't know how that works because it's all encrypted. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
I've been asking, been pushing them and eSensi and 3Speak to work it into their front ends. eSensi isn't going to do it yet, but they are. Good Karma said something in Discord the other day about there's other options besides just this to do a chat type thing for a front end. Right. And I have it on good word that Hive.blog is working in Rocket Chat. Rocket Chat is a really cool forum, open source forum board. And it's nice. Rocket Chat is also becoming part of the Fediverse. So that's going to be interesting.
So is it going to tie in with Mastodon?
Rocket Chat's working with ActivityPub, so I'm assuming if you're on Mastodon, you can still follow like a channel. I haven't tried it yet, and I don't know if it's actually released yet for Rocket Chat, but that's going to be cool.
Oh, cool.
Thunderbird, the email client, is working in ActivityPub too.
Cool.
So there's going to be a big bridging of Web3 technology coming down the pike soon, and it's got me excited.
Yeah, I'm excited about a lot of things that I see too. So I've been wanting uh, an internal chat or DM feature of some sort
Hmm.
on, the Hive blockchain since the beginning, and
It's,
even before that, when it was just Steam it, I was hoping that somebody would develop something of that nature. So it's been a long time coming. I'm glad to see it.
yep. It's seriously been. It's going to be the draw. I think people see that they can get all this stuff and on Web3 and they can leave Discord behind. It's going to be, as I say that as we're talking on Discord right
Well,
now.
Discord is one of those bridges between the old web and the new web,
Yep.
and you'll find a lot of Web3 people using Discord with tools like Bonfire, and it's been working, but it's clunky. There's
Yeah.
if there was something easier to use and work with, you know, what would be really cool, I think, is if you could take um, your your chat feature uh, on Hive and somehow turn it into um, a gated content or gated community. That would be awesome.
Yes. That would be very cool. The crap, I lost it already.
You lost it.
I thought of something and I can't think of it now.
Well, that early onset Alzheimer's, man, it'll get you.
Most likely. Most likely. I'm getting up there. So
Yeah, so I think Hive has a lot of potential to really be a community-oriented social blogging platform um, that uh, that people will flock to, but it needs to compete with Mirror and Paragraph and these new platforms that are coming up that are offering NFT technology, the ability to mint your content as NFTs and use those NFTs to create gated content, which you can do on Paragraph and you can do on Mirror. And I think that's awesome. Those are awesome features. And I see those two platforms growing. Hive needs to step up its game a little bit, I think, in that area.
yes. The D-Buzz, they've been killing it when it's coming to onboarding stuff. They're doing these parties, block parties, I think they're calling them.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And then yeah, block chill night is what it is. They've done
Yeah, I see
four of them
them
now.
doing, presentations in the Philippines and things like that.
Yep.
Doing community, like you say, block parties. Yeah, all that's awesome stuff. There should be more of that in all the communities around the world.
Absolutely.
I'd
Wish
also
I
like to see a Hive conference in the U.S. somewhere. They usually have them in Europe.
yeah.
Uh, it'd be cool to have one in the U.S.
Yes, it would. I would love to go to one, but I ain't flying. I don't do planes.
Does your thumb work?
Yeah, I could drive anywhere. I just ain't flying.
Yeah, I hear you.
But
Yeah.
that's about all I got. You got anything else?
Well, let me see.
He puts the glasses on.
Yeah, I gotta see. I can't see without my glasses. Yeah, another cool thing about Binance this week, I don't know how cool it is, but it's interesting is, uh, crypto has been banned in China for some time, but The weird thing is Binance put out a notice that it was investigating some of its employees
Oh yeah.
for helping Chinese citizens get past Binance's KYC verification. I just think that's funny. I don't know why.
if 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 you can help anybody get past KYC, I would love. I that's a hero.
I mean, on the one hand, I think, okay, great. They got past the KYC verification. That's really cool. But it's Binance employees that are helping the Chinese citizens do that. And I'm thinking, wow, if I was, the owner of Binance, I'd be ticked off at those employees.
Yeah, I
So,
can see that.
yeah. So some cool stuff going on. A lot of really interesting things going on in crypto this week. Um, I wrote about that and a whole lot more in yesterday's issue of Cryptocracy, titled "Do Kwon Arrested? The President Kicks Crypto in the Shin."
I,
And you
I,
can find that at cryptocracy.substack.com. So
I just seen this one. The IRS plans to tax NFTs by as much as 28%.
yeah, oh yeah, that's another thing this week that
Holy
you know they
snickies!
they put out a letter saying they're going to start you taxing NFTs, but that's a pretty hefty tax rate,
Yeah.
and that's only for the wealthiest people. If you fall into like the bottom income bracket, it won't be that much, but still, other investments like stocks, they don't tax them that much, you know.
I'm I got a couple NFTs and they're stick up boys.
Stick up boys.
Their songs are those. I wouldn't call that as a. Well, I guess they are collectible, but
Yeah, it's a funny category because most people really are collecting. I mean, they're collecting NFTs because of their potential to increase in value. But the reality is, most NFTs are not going to increase in value.
yep.
So if you find one that does, that's great. Maybe you can sell it and make some money. But most of them are probably not going to increase in value. And if they do, they won't increase by a lot.
But I understand a lot of them go down. Like they'll buy them for like $3 million, and then they get mad because they can't sell it for 5. Like them
Yeah,
rap people were doing.
yeah. Well, there's the story of Jack Dorsey's first tweet,
Oh yeah,
which
true.
sold for like I think $200 million or something, and then the person that bought it tried to resell it and couldn't get half a million. Oops. Can you say bad investment?
Yep. Cool.
So, hey, interesting times, man. We are in interesting times.
Yes, we are. Y'all go over to cryptocracy.substack.com and subscribe. Go get Alan's book. Say it because it's too long for me to remember.
Uh,
Web3.
yeah, Web3 Social, how creators are changing the World Wide Web, and you can too. And you can get the very first audio embed NFT on Paragraph. If you go to my Paragraph, it's Paragraph XYZ, and then I believe, before I forget, nope, it's not Cryptocracy. Yes, it is. It's at sign Cryptocracy. So paragraph.xyz / at Cryptocracy. Then you can go to my
Oh, I gotta spelled it wrong, I think.
Yeah, go to the post titled "The World Wide Web was made for creators," and you can mint the first Web3 creators audio file for just one Matic.
Is it paragraph spelled like the paragraph?
Yep, paragraph, paragraph.xyz.
/@ Cryptocracy.
Yep.
I got a 404.
Did you do the /
Oh,
at
wait.
Cryptocracy?
I can't spell. There we go.
Yeah.
He
And then
goes.
you go to the post.
It's
The post
PT,
title, "The
not.
World Wide Web." Yeah. Yeah. The World Wide Web was made for creators. If you go scroll all the way down, there is the
Cool.
very first. It's an excerpt from Web3 Social, and you can collect it as an audio. Only 10 minutes available.
Cool. Might have to go start me a wallet with them.
Yeah. You can use any Web3 wallet. So if you have MetaMask or whatever.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you can email us at podcast@defluence.online. I almost screwed it up. I got it right, though. You visit the website at defluence.online. And you can subscribe to us wherever free podcasts are sold. I'm Uncle Bonet.
All right.
And
I'm Alan Taylor.
Yep. And we'll see you guys again next time. Be good, be safe, and never ever stick your finger where you wouldn't stick your face.
Ooh.
Hit the outro, dummy.